English Speaking Course Lesson 11. This structure is used when you prefer to do one thing over another. For example, I would rather choose this bag. I would rather walk to the office. Structure, subject would rather, base form of the verb. She would rather spend time with family. They would rather explore another city. You would rather swim than run. They would rather study together. I would rather learn a new language. You would rather drink coffee than tea. She would rather join the discussion. They would rather organize the event. He would rather take a nap. We would rather plan the trip. You would rather attend the meeting online. I would rather go for a bike ride. She would rather wear casual clothes. They would rather study abroad. He would rather repair the car himself. We would rather watch the sunset. I would rather play video games. He would rather take a nap. She would rather write in her journal. Use of will get, V3. I will do it, she will do it, we will do it. For such phrases, we will use this structure. For example, he will get my car sold. Who will get this job done? Structure, subject will get object past participle, V3. She will get the article written. We will get the flight booked. We will get the project started. He will get the documents approved. She will get the bill paid. Who will get this task completed? She will get the book published. Who will get the meeting scheduled? He will get the presentation ready. We will get the garden planted. They will get the proposal accepted. She will get the problem solved. Who will get the contract signed? They will get the cake decorated. He will get the message delivered. Structure, subject ought to, base form of the verb. We use this structure to advise or exhort the fulfillment of a religious or moral duty. For example, we ought to say our prayers daily. You ought to fulfill your promise. Structure, subject ought to, base form of the verb. He ought to study harder. We ought to respect our elders. You ought to visit your parents more often. They ought to clean up their room. We ought to save more money. You ought to help those in need. They ought to listen to their teacher. We ought to follow the rules. You ought to take care of your health. She ought to finish her homework. They ought to learn a new skill. You ought to be kind to others. They ought to pay attention in class. You ought to be honest. You ought to plan your day better. English Speaking Course Lesson 12. Must have, V3. Structure, subject must have past participle, verb 3, object/complement. He must have finished his homework early. She must have missed the bus. They must have forgotten their keys. We must have taken the wrong turn. You must have heard the news. The cat must have climbed the tree. He must have locked the door. She must have cooked dinner. They must have left already. We must have lost the game. He must have bought a new car. She must have read the book. They must have sold the house. We must have won the lottery. You must have seen the movie. Would you mind, VING? Structure, would you mind, verb ing, object. Would you mind opening the window? Would you mind closing the door? Would you mind waiting a moment? Would you mind lending me a pen? Would you mind paying the bill? Would you mind calling a taxi? Would you mind turning down the music? Would you mind sharing your notes? Would you mind explaining that again? Would you mind taking a photo? Would you mind moving your car? Would you mind speaking slowly? Would you mind watching my bag? Would you mind holding this for me? Would you mind turning off the light? What exactly? When we want to get precise information from someone, like if someone is confused and wants to ask something, we say, you say directly what you want to ask. For example, what exactly are you looking for? What exactly is the problem? Structure. What exactly auxiliary verb? Do slash does slash did slash is slash are. Subject main verb. What exactly do you mean? What exactly is happening here? What exactly are they doing? What exactly does he want? What exactly did you say? What exactly is this for? What exactly are you asking? What exactly did she find? What exactly are we discussing? What exactly is the problem? What exactly did they see? What exactly are you suggesting? What exactly does she think? What exactly is his plan? What exactly are your intentions?
Thanks for watching.